Welcome to today's episode. Students from the English elective class are here to share some of the Christmas traditions celebrated across the English-speaking world. Some of these customs are well known. So well known, in fact, that they've made their way to Austria too. Others are a bit more unusual, but you'll hear all about those soon enough. So let's kick things off with a tradition that has definitely crossed borders: the wonderfully tacky Christmas jumper. Helena, Victoria, and Chiara have all the details.
Christmas jumpers are a tradition in the UK and US. The tradition started in the 1980s and is still practiced 40 years later. It became popular in the first place because TV presenters started wearing them.
In the 1980s and 2000s, the tradition morphed into something else. They became gag gifts, the uglier the better. Something you should be embarrassed to wear. This development was also used as a punchline in TV, which only made them more popular. For example, in Bridget Jones' Diary.
10 years later, it became a trend, sparking ugly sweater competitions. Furthermore, Christmas jumpers became part of a fundraising and marketing strategy.
Well, who doesn't love a wonderfully tacky Christmas jumper? Now, let's move on to an equally quirky custom: the Christmas pickle. Emma and Annika took a closer look at this one.
Today we're going to talk about the famous Christmas tradition, the Christmas pickle. So now you may ask, what is the Christmas pickle? The original idea comes from northern parts of America and also some parts of Germany.
But what is the Christmas pickle?
The Christmas pickle is a Christmas ornament in the shape of a pickle, which is hidden somewhere in your Christmas tree, for example in the back or the inner branches of the tree. The family gathers around the tree and each person tries to find the pickle. The finder is the winner. He'll receive a little reward in form of a present or good luck for the upcoming year.
But why did they choose a pickle for the tradition?
The pickle is known to be a symbol for love, prosperity, and a year of good fortune. The cucumber alone is already known as a lucky charm in many countries.
The tradition is older than you might think. The original story already happened in the 1880s. The story is about a German soldier who survived in the American Civil War because he got gifted a pickle from a guard. This pickle saved his life because he was about to starve to death. The soldier brought, because of this event, the tradition into his family. Through that, the tradition was spreading rapidly around North America and Germany. This was the beginning of one of the most famous Christmas traditions.
Now, let's jump to a tradition especially beloved by children: Elf on the Shelf. Max, Lorenz, and Greta will tell you all about it.
So, today we're talking about a Christmas tradition that somehow went from a cute children's book to a full-on holiday surveillance system for kids: Elf on the Shelf.
Seriously, and what's funny is how new it actually is. The whole trend exploded after the book, The Elf on the Shelf, a Christmas tradition, was published in 2005.
Yeah, the story is basically that Santa sends these little scout elves to families' homes in December. They slow up at the start of the season and just sit there, watching, judging, silently plotting maybe.
Every night they fly back to the North Pole to report on the kids' behavior, and then in the morning they're in a totally different place, like they're playing some kind of festive hide-and-seek.
This is where parents get very creative, posing the elf in ridiculous or dramatic situations. Some of the setups online look like the elves have a busier nightlife than we do.
But the whole idea is really to make Christmas feel more magical. And let's be honest, keep children on their best behavior before the holidays.
And of course, the big rule: kids can't touch the elf or it loses its magic. High stakes, push toy drama.
Whether you think it's adorable or just a tiny seasonal spy, it's definitely become a major Christmas tradition and a source of lots of funny family moments.
And also plenty of parents sprinting around the house at 2 a.m. because they forgot to move the elf again.
What a wonderful tradition for kids. Next up, we're heading to the Isle of Man for a closer look at a very unique custom. Aaliyah and Marie, what can you tell us about wren hunting?
Wren hunting, also known as hunting the wren, is a folk tradition celebrated on December 26th in Ireland, the day after St. Stephen's Day. A group of young men called wren boys would go from house to house carrying a small wren, a little brown bird, which was sometimes real in the past but later replaced with a fake bird or decoration. They would sing songs, dress in traditional outfits called straw costumes, and ask for donations. This event takes place in parts of Ireland, the Isle of Man, and Wales. Why the wren?
There are many legends behind this tradition. In one story, the wren is considered the king of all birds because it once outsmarted the eagle in a flight contest. Another tale says that the bird revealed the hiding place of Irish soldiers to their enemies. In some traditions, the wren represents the old year dying as the new one begins, a symbolic way of letting go of the past.
Modern Wren Day celebrations look very different from the historical hunts. Thankfully, no real birds are involved anymore. Instead, communities organize parades with musicians, dancers, and costume performers. People sing traditional wren songs, such as the wren, the king of all birds.
What do you think? Do you think you would enjoy this tradition?
Certainly a tradition not many people in Austria have heard of. I have to say, those parades sound like a lot of fun. Let's move on to our next custom, Boxing Day. Milena and Peter have the details.
Today we're diving into history and traditions of Boxing Day, a holiday that comes right after Christmas and has a lot more meaning than just big shopping sales. So, what is Boxing Day? It started when people gave gifts to others in need. So people who have things give gifts to people who don't have these kind of gifts. So mainly it's just about giving and receiving. So today it is known for charity and big sales, so also for the Christmas feeling and just doing good things for others. It is celebrated in America and the Great Britain on December 26. How is the Boxing Day actually celebrated? Most people go to malls for discounts so they can go shopping after Christmas, and some people also watch sports or spend time with their friends and family. They also sometimes do donating to charity because we want to keep this tradition alive.
Sadly, it's not just sunshine and rainbows. This once very kind idea turned into a capitalistic idea. Now it's about getting the last penny out of everyone's pocket. It adds another stressing duty to the whole Christmas stress. All the sales, all the tempting prices, it's all just a mask to really get you to buy something you don't really need.
We've already explored so many fascinating traditions. Now, let's wrap things up with our final one. Emma and Dunya looked into an eerie and somewhat mysterious celebration from Wales, Mary Lwyd.
The Mary Lwyd is a folk custom in South Wales. In the darkest months of the Welsh year, a horse's skull mounted on a pole appears, which is the menacing Mary Lwyd. Her round eyes and colourful mane of streamers, ivy and holly give her an ethereal aura. Inside is a person, controlling the bowl of Mary Lwyd and snapping her jaw at you.
She's taken around villages between Christmas and the 12th night, looking festive and wild. When the group carrying her reaches a house, they start singing Welsh songs or indulge in other traditional activities. The owner of the house then deals with a multitude of rude insults from the horse, which then bring the owner good luck if they let her walk in. Once inside, she causes havoc, chasing the children, snapping her jaws, seeming completely out of control.
Nobody knows the true origin of this mysterious tradition. Some think that Mary Lwyd may be related to Mother Mary, while others believe that the character has pre-Christian origins.
How interesting. A tradition I've never heard of before. Well, that brings us to the end of our podcast episode on Christmas customs and traditions in the English-speaking world. I'd say we've all learned quite a bit. We hope you enjoyed listening just as much as we enjoyed putting this together. From all of us, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.